The Lord of the Flies reflects similar political trends to the Victorian era through the parallels in the structure of the societies, such as the division of the people into the honest, productive group and the corrupt, power-hungry group, and how the government is essential in maintaining order and building a functioning society. Exploring the similarities between the two societies shows that regardless of the complexity of the society, the same basic trends exist. Flies is a novel set during the time period of a war. A group of British schoolboys are on a flight to an unknown destination when suddenly they are shot down and marooned on an unknown island. The only adult on the plane, the pilot, is killed, and the boys are left not only to survive on their own, but also create a functioning civilization. The book details the struggles that come with developing a society, as well as dealing with the hardships that the jungle imposes, such as finding food and the struggle to create a functioning society. There are numerous themes that we see throughout the novel, The Lord of the Flies. Power is a theme that is evident as the structure of their government calls for a leader. Ralph steps up as a leader and uses his power for the better of the entire group. We also see power being abused as Jack promotes violence and causes harm to the people. Another theme that we see is the idea of duality, such as civilization and savagery. Ralph and Jack each display both sides of humanity, as one attempts to control and lead the boys while the other has a thirst for chaos. The Victorian era was highlighted by a very unique government, as Queen Victoria held the highest and most respectable position while still having limited power in comparison to previous monarchies. This government was best described as a constitutional monarchy due to the role of the Queen being limited but still very influential. Since the government didn't revolve solely around the Queen, the surrounding hierarchy was essential to the way the government functioned. The Victorian government had consisted of a parliament. This parliament was made up of the House of Lords and the House of Commons, which would meet and pass bills as law by a majority of votes. If the two did not agree on a bill, it was not passed. In the beginning years of the Victorian government, there were two parties, the Whigs and the Tories. The Whigs were in favor of the Parliament and the limited royal power. They also believed that all men should be able to vote and elect members as well. Tories, on the other hand, strongly believed in a monarchy and that only the rich should be able to vote. The members of this party were highly ranked individuals in the social class. After several reforms, the majority of people were able to vote after the reform of 1884. The division of the political parties in England reflects the division of the group of the boys. The boys are divided, with the leaders being Ralph and Jack. Jack's group is representative of the Tory party and Ralph's group is representative of the Whig party. Jack's group is seen as the evil group. Jack abuses his power and is representative of the savagery of society. Jack is the corrupt political leader. On the other hand, Ralph represents the civil part of society because he is the productive political leader, which in the Victorian era was the Whigs. Throughout the novel, the idea of the duality within society is well displayed. The novel portrays both savagery and civilization, as we see the young boys establish their own form of government while still having to battle the rebellious nature of society. The representation of good and evil is essential, as it still relates to the world we live in today. In the novel, Ralph represents the civilization and order of society, while Jack is the model for the evil and savagery of society. Characteristics of the Whigs party included believing in religious freedom, anti-slavery, a parliamentarian form of government, limited royal power, and a liberal view on voting rights. Characteristics of the Tories party included believing in a monarchy, having strict voting requirements, high-ranking officials, supporting the church, and also having a party of nobility. The Lord of the Flies is a reflection of the true nature of the structure of society. It reveals the contrast of civilization and savagery and how this duality creates division, not only in the government, but also in society. No matter how advanced our society becomes, the same conflicts and trends of disunity will prevail.